Hi, it's T with Teaquilts, and today is Wednesday, July 17th, 2019. It is probably almost 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. So if you're watching this video at any other time, know that it is an upload and we are no longer live. So I came live without having my thing to prop this up so that it would sit higher. So now I'm trying to find a substitute. I have some junk mail here and they have inserts and stuff in them. So this is the kind of stuff I stick behind my iPad to get it to sit up a little higher. Like that. So yes. Let me get this on my cell phone so I can read your comments. All right, and we're ready to go. So it is actually 6:59. So we'll give people a couple minutes to get in. I see I have 17 people here. Already one thumbs up. Thank you so much for the thumbs up. I appreciate it. I don't have my backlight on today. And I'm probably am a little darker from vacation, from being in like 102-degree weather. It was very humid in Cancun. So, also, let me go ahead and get this out. I was trying to wait for some people to come in, but we are having high winds in our area, and we have already lost power like 3 times. So, there's a possibility that we may lose power. I'm hoping that they just said rain showers that we were going to have are done and the wind is gone. So, if I go out, you know the reason why. So, it is 7. I try to wait until we get about 25 people, but I'm just going to go ahead and do the shout outs, and then maybe by that time we'll be ready to go. So we've got Vicky here. She's saying hello. Hi, Vicky. Welcome to chat. Got Cheryl Land here. She says hi, T and Quilt family with a heart. Hi, Cheryl. Welcome. Lorna Dugood. Hello from South Carolina. You're the best. Thank you so much, Lorna. I appreciate that. Susan Glenn is here. She says, hi, Miss T from Cincinnati. Hi, Susan. Pat Moffitt says, good evening, everyone. Bonita Nan says, hello, Miss T. Welcome back. Did you have a great time? Yes and no. I'll talk about that in a little. Let me get through the chat. Melinda C says, hello, T and Quilt family. Hi, Melinda. And Bonita also said hi to everyone. Then we got Francesca Fino here. She says, hi, everyone. How you had a great vacation. I think it means hope. I did, and it was just some inconveniences. And Diane 57 is here saying hi, everyone. Hi, Diane from Texas. Peggy Doherty is here, says hi, T from Kingsport, Tennessee. Hi, Peggy. Elsie says hello, T and everyone from Southern California. Deborah Williams says, hello, everyone. Deborah here from beautiful Southern California. You look fabulous. You're rocking that pink. Thank you. I've been told that all kinds of shades of pink look good on me, but I like pink, and I also like red. Vicki Lemire says, she's speaking to Diane. They're speaking to each other. June Billings says, hi, T and everyone. And I think that's it for now. So, vacation real quick, because it's not really quilt related. I went to Cancun, stayed at, I'm blocking the name now, Baja Principe in Tulum, I think. I'm sure that's right. And so we stayed, it was about an hour and a half away from the Cancun airport. So we were kind of in Maya Riviera area. And when I first got there, I had a hotel room that I thought had an odor to it, but I'm always having a real sensitive nose, so I just thought maybe because I had a room that you have to put the room key in the wall in order to run the electricity in the room. That's how some of the hotels in Mexico are ran. And so I put the key in thinking it's because it's so hot and humid that it was the AC. So after we had been in there a little while, I found out that it was actually mold coming out of the air conditioner vent. It had like an inch to an inch and a half of black mold all the way around. So I had to go back to reception, and we couldn't check in till 3, so we kind of waited till 4. So now it's close to 6 p.m. And I go back up to the reception area, and they didn't have any more rooms. It's a very large resort. Or they did have one room, but it was all the way at the back of the resort, and the rest of my group, we were all up sort of kind of to the front. And plus I had my mother and my aunt who are 79 and 80, and I needed to be close to them, not all the way at the back in case they needed some assistance. And I always wanted to make sure that I checked to make sure that they were in their room before I went to my room. So it was nice that their room was on the way to my room. So I didn't want to go to the back. So their solution was that they didn't have any other rooms other than this one room all the way at the back. And I could stay in the room one night. They had somebody checking out the next day, and I could get that room. And it was like 2 buildings away from my mother and aunt. So that was great. But they gave me a humidifier for the night in the room that we were in with the mold. And so we stayed out as long as we could that first night so that we wouldn't be in the room a long period of time. They did move our luggage to the new room, so we didn't have to worry about any of that. And we woke up in the morning, and the humidifier was not working. So we don't know what time the humidifier stopped working or anything like that. So just had like little minor hookups. We had some issues with a little bit of service, and then they have what I call rodents running around. They're like, I don't know what they call them, what they consider them to be, because we were kind of like out, like I said, an hour and a half away from the airport, so it wasn't like city area, but they had some things that kind of looked like a raccoon, except that it had a long snoot, and instead of black eyes, it had like a white ring around its eye or something like that. And then they had some things that they called big rats that were running around, and people were like feeding them, so that's why they stay and were so friendly and taking pictures and videos. But I'm not a person that deals with that kind of stuff, so I don't camp, I don't do any of that kind of stuff. So I would not go out at night by myself. If my husband wanted to go in early, then I was in early. I like to like stay out and check and see what things are going on while the mass people are away. But I couldn't do that because I didn't want to be out at night by myself. So I had a great time. It was good to get away. My mother and my aunt ended up getting into a good routine. The first day was kind of hard for them because when you go to trips in villas and all-inclusive areas, sometimes there's a lot of walking. And so my mom has a scooter, but my aunt, she walks, and she walks very good, except that if she's got to walk very far, then we need to take breaks. So we had to get into a routine of how we can get her to and from places. And then some places they just decided they weren't going to go because it was just too far. But overall, we got into a good routine. I had a great vacation. Glad I went. And the main thing for me about vacation is that other than what kind of handwork I take with me, it gets me away from all of my work, because since it's just me doing all of Teaquilts and all the different aspects of it, I don't really take a break. I don't really work like an 8-hour day per se. So it's good for me to just get away and do absolutely nothing. So that's what I really needed, and that's what I kind of did. So let me go ahead and see if anybody else is coming to the room. We've got Pamela Tabor here. She says, hi, T, everyone. See if I missed somebody, because I feel like I did. Janet Mackerel, that's who I missed. She says, hello, all from Oklahoma. Hi, Janet. And then Pamela is saying, hi, T, and everyone. Deborah Richards is saying, hi, T, and everyone. And then Helen Thomas is here, says, hello, Miss T and all. Glad to hear from you and everyone. Pamela says, what a horrible experience. It was I had a rough first 24 hours because I had my aunt complaining, and then it was hot and humid, and so I wasn't used to that. And then, the issues with my room. So it was like a real rough first 24 hours. But The people did kind of check on us, make sure things were okay. I went through Apple Vacations and they also checked to make sure that things were going okay. So it got better. It was just an adjustment period. And then I didn't know that this resort was so spread apart to bring two elderly people, and then I had to get into a routine with them. So, but it ended up turning around. I was still glad I went. I'm just not an outdoorsy, campy, or animal type person. I have tolerated dogs of family and friends. I'm not a dog lover. I only love the dogs that I know. I'm so scared of all kinds of animals, really. So that's what was hard for me. And then I got my brother here. He said, "Hey sis, I'm here. It's raining outside. I can't do much in the yard." Of course you can. Workaholic. He works all day and then works at home the remaining daylight hours. So yeah, we got rain here. For those that are just coming in, we had high winds, but we have just rain showers. And we have already lost power 3 times since it started about 6 o'clock. So if we go out, just know that that's what happened, is that the winds have picked up and swinging our lines around. Our lines are not buried yet. They're trying to work on that in our area. We got Leetta Bryan here. She says, "Hi, T and everyone." Hi, Leetta. And Tiffany's Quilting Life is here. She says, "Hi, T and everyone." Hi, Tiffany. Shakita Pearson is here. Shakita Pearson is here. She says, "Hi, T and everyone." Hi, Shakita. Judy Smith is here. She says, "Hi, T and everyone from hot North Carolina." I hope it's not humid though. That's what I couldn't. I can deal with heat. I don't like it when I'm just constantly sweating all the time because of the humidity. So, Letitia Machado is here. She says, "Hello, beautiful one, everyone. Hi, welcome to the chat." And my voice is better, but it's still in and out the more I use it. So my voice will be going up and down. Bonita saying hi to Ray, my brother. Deborah Williams says, "Wow, if it has 4 legs and it ain't a dog or a cat, it's time to go, especially if the eyes are glowing." It was weird. And we saw other animals that were kind of cute. We saw huge iguanas that kind of looked like little alligators. They were so big, but they were still cute. And then we also saw some green toads, which were really cute. So some people said they saw other things that I didn't see. I think when I was counting, we had like 7 or 8 different animals that we had seen by the time we were through. We had started this trip with 15 people, but due to illness, 2 sets of groups had to cancel their vacation. So we ended up with just 9 people going. So we still had a great time. And Cheryl says humidity kills her too. Joan Elkins is here. She says, "Hi to everyone. It is messy hot here too. Gonna get worse." Exactly. We're in the Midwest and we're actually in a hot phase right now. High heat. And today was our first day. I think it got up to, while I was in my car, it got up to 91. And when I came in the house, my last run was about 11:30 a.m. So I'm sure it got hotter, but I wasn't out there. And they're talking about like up to 110 that it's gonna feel like by Saturday. So it's just really hot here. So and Deborah says nope, she's gotta go. No, she's not gonna deal with the animals too. Yeah, that was a struggle for me, and I had to like wrap my head around it. You spent your money, there's nothing you can do about it. You can't go home and all this other stuff. So it was like I just had to, deal with it. Pamela says, "I'm with you, T. I don't like varmints of any kind, walking, running, or flying." Tiffany says, "It is 116 here today. I am eating up so I have energy to go in the pool. Then I'm going to find something to make on a whim again." Now, that's a good idea. So, let's see. What else? What I've been working on. I did work on some sashiko blocks I finished up one and started another one while I was away on vacation. And I'm only showing you this one. This is actually my 4th block. And I have, let's see, yeah, 4th block. And I do have a video that I'm going to talk about this because I am just new to sashiko. So I am just in the learning phase of it. Just to introduce it to people that may not be aware of what it is. And I just have this bag that I keep. Have all of my supplies in it, which makes it really easy to support. And I'll just show you the second, with actually the 5th block that I'm working on, but I actually started this one while on vacation. Now these blocks I don't do unless I am somewhere sitting and I can do some handwork. So they won't go fast. I'm not in any hurry. I don't even know what I'm going to do with them. It's just something that I got into. Don't know why, just did. Okay, so we'll talk about that in another video. If you saw my video where the YouTube live 2 weeks ago, I talked about where I purchased the Teaquilt Go Big, the electric one, and I got this spiderweb block die, and the mat came with it. And this die, just for those that don't know, is number 55487. And I have cut some scraps out. I'm trying to see what this will look like in scraps. So I have just 1 block, and I will make a video with this showing you what I've done and how it will come out. So I have started this video. I have a lot of videos that I need to edit, like I did a border on the crazy quilt, the Teaquilt die crazy quilt block die. I put a border on that. I need to edit those videos. I have lost a lot of video footage. I have the So Busy quilting retreat at the end of May. I lost all of that footage except for show and tell and then the wrap-up video. So I am going to do that video next. What else? I've been doing a lot of machine quilting because my quilt guild is having their quilt show in September, and July is the last month that you can submit any entries for the quilt show. So I've been doing a lot of quilting for people. One of them, I think, I'm not sure about the other one, if I recorded another one, but I know for sure that I recorded one. And so I'll have a video with that. Like I said, I've been having difficulty with my card. So sometimes I got the footage and sometimes I don't. But I did one that I'm working on now that's on my frame back there, which you can't see. But I'm going to talk about when you have a lot of seams and you are long arm quilting something. So that's why I videotaped this one. So those are coming up. Trying to think what else. Oh, I quilted a quilt for Dana. I'm not going to say her last name because I don't know if she wants it out here. And she's from New York, and she is a Teaquilter. She made her first quilt, which is a Millefiori quilt. It's the new hexagon Millefiori quilt. And it was so pretty that I went and bought the kit. And I don't have everything I need to make it, but I did buy the template set. And I don't know if any of you have worked on this or know what this is, but it's all English paper piecing. And I have done English paper piecing, like the Grandmother's Flower Garden, where I've put the one in the center and then you've gone all around. I've got like pieces of those for a quilt. But these are so much more interesting, where you have all the different shapes. And you can get the kits from Paper Pieces, which is in Kentucky. And you can also go to their website, www.paperpieces.com. So yeah, I hope that I'm going to do this, because this was a lot of money to invest and I still don't have everything. When you get this kit, you also need to purchase the book, The New Hexagons. Let me make sure I'm reading that right. Yeah, The New Hexagon, right here. So you'll need to have that book too in order to do this, because this is just the paper pieces for the kit. And then it's 12 months of all the paper pieces included. And the reason why I don't have everything is because you all know that I'm very resourceful, and I try to get as much as I can. I try to buy on sale. But since this is an old sew along that she did, I wanted to make sure that I got everything that I needed before I started. So that's why I ordered some things that I couldn't get at a discount. So on this quilt, you've got where you can do edging to finish off the edges so that they're not scallopy. So I got those pieces. I went ahead and bought the fabric templates as well because I knew I want to do a whole lot of fussy cutting. You don't have to buy that. That cost me another, I'm just going to guess and say like $130 or something. And that's because I didn't want to sit down and make all my templates with template plastic. So you can just make your template with template plastic. And then your fabric pieces already have a built-in seam allowance in it, so I don't have to worry about that when I'm doing my pieces as well. So there's some, you don't have to spend as much money as I did. And then I bought a Sew Line fabric glue pen, and then I bought some refills because I didn't know how much glue I was going to actually use. And what else I'm waiting for? Oh, the book. I had to get the book. So I was able to get the book for cheap on Amazon. I was able to get the glue from Amazon. I ordered these paper pieces off of Etsy. They only had this one. So instead of paying, I can't remember, like $150, I think I paid about $115. And then I got the edge pieces coming from Paper Pieces. And the actual fabric templates are coming from Paper Pieces. So I tried to get, if I went to different sites just checking out all the different pieces that I would need, and wanted to make sure that I could get everything before I bought one part and then couldn't find the other part. So let me check and make sure we don't have any new people in, or to shout out the new people. Let's see. June Hanson says she loves those blocks. Deborah Williams says, look, my husband would have been real happy if you know what I mean. Just saying. Shakita says, T, what is it that you do not do? I don't know. I don't hand quilt. I know that. I only hand quilt if it's something like a 12 by 12 inch piece or smaller. I don't enjoy hand quilting, but I will do it if it's tiny. Helen Thomas says, cute blocks. Thank you so much. Pamela says she loves Sashiko. Darlene says, greetings from Northern Virginia. Hi, Darlene. And Diane says, I don't do rodents, reptiles, or spiders. And Cheryl says, your Sashiko blocks are beautiful. Phyllis G is here saying, hi, everyone. Hi, Phyllis. Welcome to the chat. And Pamela says her neighbors has a lot of bird feeders, which attracts rodents. Yeah, I stopped feeding the birds because no matter what I did, the squirrels always got into it. And we got so many squirrels, I'm like, no, we're not going to help you out. You're going to have to do something else. I can't even do a home garden. I got a huge backyard and can't use it because, you know, too many squirrels in the area. Juanita says, I turned my English paper piecing into foundation paper piece pattern. Not a fan of hand sewing. And that's another idea you can do. Or you can just sew them with set-in seams. That's an option as well. But I figured maybe this would be another one of those kind of hand carry along projects or something. I'm saying products. I spent a lot of money on products. But one of those hand carrying projects. So I'm hoping that like when I go to Scrap Quilting Club or my So Busy meetings or my Flower Valley Quilt Guild meetings, that I will have something set up that I can take once I get started on it. So that's my goal, trying to make it an out-of-house sewing project per se. But if I'm doing any videos, of course, I'll have to do some just small demos. They won't be very in-depth because that's not, I'm standing up when I do that. So most of my videos, by the way, or recorded with me being uncomfortable. When I'm doing videos and showing you all how to make things, I got the camera kind of in my way and I'm trying to show you how to cut. So some of it is kind of awkward. but I try to do the best that I can. So I will not be doing a whole lot of hand sewing. And the same thing with the sashiko. When I get to that video, I probably just showed you me doing about 10 stitches of sashiko, because it's kind of too awkward to do at the angle of where I'm recording and how I have to record. So, and I only have one camera, and I can't figure out yet how to hang a camera from my long arm so that it will point down, because most of my recording is on my long arm. So it's that kind of stuff. And then, you know, more equipment and all of that, which costs money as well. So we'll see one day, maybe. And Diane says she's looking forward to the video. And Tiffany says, I don't hand quilt either. I just hand sew on a quilt tag yesterday and killed my fingers. I suck at it. I do the two edges of quilt labels, because I put two in the seam. And then I also hand sew the binding on my quilts only. If they are commission quilts or quilts I'm giving away to charity, they all get binding by machine. Kayla Avelia is here. She says, hello all, coming in late. Love having one hand quilting project on hand. She says it's a clip on the long arm that connects a camera. It's a clip on the long arm. Are you talking about the machine? I'm trying to get a camera on the long arm light bar so it points down when I'm actually videotaping, not when I'm actually using the long arm. On my long arm, I use 3M hooks, and I have my GoPro that I put on my long arm. So I got that one hooked up. Phyllis says she is coming to Cincinnati next week. She's talking to Susan. And Kayla says, not an expert, but love having something portable. Yeah, I'm kind of tired of having to pack up my sewing machine when I go other places to sew or do meetings. So that's why I'm kind of doing the sashiko right now, because it was a way for me to have some hand stuff without me having to take, you know, the sewing machine case, the project, the iron, the cutting board, and all the other things you need when you're taking a hand sewing project and you're just going away from home for 4 or 5 hours. So June had to go. See you later. Says she'll watch more later. Diane says, I will do hand quilting if I can do it from my recliner. Tiffany says, it's a hook with a clip that hooks to a screw on the long arm, and it can hold a GoPro or cell phone or camera with different attachments. It's a hook with the clip that hooks to a screw. I have no idea. I have to look into that, but I do, like I said, I have my GoPro on the machine. It's on the front. And I've got like all kind of holes with screws. I'm looking at it on the side that I guess I can hook something up, but that's on the actual machine and not going to be pointing down unless it extends out onto the sewing area. But I'll look into that too, because I just don't think it will be high enough, and then it has to reach out over the long arm handle, because I've got the back handles when I do my pantos back there as well. But I'll check it out. And thanks, Tiffany, for the help. I'll look into that. And she says hers attaches to the side. Okay. Hunter is here, says, finally, made alive. Hi, T and everyone. Hi, Hunter. Welcome back. Okay, so I'll be looking for that, Tiffany. Alrighty. Yes, when I came back from vacation, I was really excited because in my P.O. box, I got 2 birthday blocks. So I'm going to show you those as well. And Janet was here, so I hope she's still here. This first one is from Janet Mackerel. And she is from Collinsville, Oklahoma. And she sent her birthday block. So thank you so much. You were the first one. And here is your block. beautiful churn dash block, and she has her information down here. Happy birthday, T. Janet Mackerel, 2019. Thank you so much. She also put her name on it, which if you would like to, and your city or state, I'll just add Oklahoma on here down at the bottom. And then that would be wonderful. I am so happy to see this. I'm looking at it now and rubbing it. Thank you so much, Janet. Well, Janet, guess what? You're the first one without me even putting out a video. And I am sending you Amazon $10 for you to email me your email address so that I can send you an Amazon gift certificate. That's pretty cute. And I think just about everybody orders off of Amazon. So I'm just going to pop that back there for a minute. And then the second one that came in was from Cynthia Priest. She's out of Terre Haute, Indiana. She's got it all. Oops, I don't want to show her address. She's got it all packaged so it stayed nice and flat. So she's number 2. She has a note card in here as well. And while I'm taking this out, my birthday is actually July 28th. Last year we had an online birthday party, and all of my friends, like my friends that are around me, my family and friends, they thought I was absolutely nuts. But we had a great time online, and we was online for about 2 or 3 hours as well. So this is the front. This is a card sponsored by the Volunteers in Mission by the United Methodist Church. Said this note card is a reproduction of a painting by a young person involved in the art school at Orphanage Number 1 in Samara, Russia. All proceeds from the facility supports the Orphanage Music and Art School, Orphanage Number 1, Moscow, Highway 18, KM, Samara, Russia. So that's pretty cool. She says, Dear T, happy birthday. Thank you for all your videos. I have learned so much about quilting from you. Cynthia Priest. May be listed as Cynthia Reese in your subscription list. Oops. So a typo, but it works fine. Very nice. And then she's got it packaged in between 2 pieces of cardboard to keep it from getting wrinkled. Oh my, it's really pretty and colorful. So pretty. I'm going to try to leave the board behind it and see if it'll stay up straight. Very nice. Look at all that. Whoops, didn't work. But look at all this beautiful color. Just gorgeous. And I like the all the beautiful colors. Mostly K facets and then like some Kona cotton solids or something. I haven't looked at them, but that's what it kind of looks like, me looking at the picture here. But just beautiful. So thank you, Cynthia. And guess what? Since you also sent your block without me even putting the video out, you are also getting a $10 Amazon gift card. So also email me. My email address is teaquilts@teaquilts.com. Exactly like this shirt, teaquilts@teaquilts.com. And then I will buy the gift certificates and then I'll send it to your email. So I need to have your email in order for me to purchase your gift certificates. So thank you so much for sending those. I really appreciate it. It's a great start. And as we go along as well, it depends on how many blocks we get. I may do some drawings, and at the end I will most definitely do a drawing at the end. If I don't do any interim drawings at the end, I may do like the final prize. I'll pull one person who all donated blocks for a $25 Amazon gift card. So, and if you don't know and missed a video, I just uploaded a video this week on the requirements for the churn dash block. They're really isn't any requirements other than the fact that it's a churn dash block, because it could be any size, any color, any variation of a churn dash. You can even make it with strings if you like doing, or crumbs. You can do it any kind of way you want. You can do, like she did, 4 churn dashes in one block, or you can do a churn dash that's nested. So I have a whole video of some different things, and I didn't go too in depth because I wasn't showing you how to actually make one. I'm just telling you how to make one. And again, any size, any variation. And then I have my mailing address is always at the bottom of any video, so you don't have to go searching far to find where you need to mail the block. So let me go back and start reading comments here. Kayla says, I may have missed it, but are you going to do a video on Shimo hand quilting? You mean like Sashiko? I got a Sashiko video coming up, but on any kind of hand quilting? No. Darlene says the system is acting squirrely tonight. Everything looks okay from my end, so I hope you all are okay. Tiffany says, yeah, it took me forever to find the perfect piece. Most Google searches are for the long arm panto camera system or for the tension check camera. Okay. And Tiffany says, those are pretty greens. Very pretty, love the green. Green is my favorite color, by Bonita. Hunter says, Maz, when are the blocks due to T? The blocks are due by August 22, and that's only because I was late putting them out. I was trying to do July 1 to July 31, and so since I was so late getting it out, Leo season is starting soon. So I just decided I would do the season of the Leo sign. So August 22nd, I think, is when Leo season, last day of Leo season. So that's the deadline. But if they get in and I haven't put the blocks together, of course I'll use it. If they get in and I've already got the top together, I will most definitely use your blocks on the back some kind of way. Oh, Terry Halt. Okay. Pamela says, when I said Terry Haughty, Indianapolis, I think. She says it's Terra Holt. Okay, thank you. Darlene Farmer says, nice. Both are very nice. Yes, they are. I'm so excited. Judy says, very pretty block. Janet took the prize, laughing out loud. Beautiful colors. To Cynthia from Bonita. Very beautiful. It's beautiful. It's French tea. Yes. Hunter says, beauteous blocks. Deborah Williams says, that is absolutely gorgeous. Pamela says, both blocks are beautiful. And then Joan says, I like that you give us a chance to make it anyway, putting our creative juices at work. And that's part of anything when I'm trying to do either charity blocks or, in this case, my birthday blocks. I don't want people to be restricted, and if you're not able to do something, I don't want to make it uncomfortable for you to participate. And that's why I try to do things where either I can resize everything easily, or in this case, you can just make your block whatever size you want, and I'm just going to use spacers to make everything fit. So I love piecing puzzles, so that's what this is going to end up being. It's just one big puzzle that I'm going to piece together. So I try to make it so that everybody, no matter what your skill level is, if you want to participate, you can participate. And I'm not worried about your 12-inch finished block being different size than somebody else's 12-inch finished block. So I'm going to make them all fit. Diane 57 says, no problems here except Pappy. She's talking about, somebody said the internet was kind of squirrely. Deborah Williams says she likes pink and red, everyone. Hint, hint. They can be all colors. When I'm wearing colors, I like pink and red, but I do like pink and red everywhere. But I like all colors, as you all know from my quilts. I'm just a person that loves a lot of color. Sandra Cubbins is here. She says, hi, T and all. Beautiful blocks. Thank you, Sandra. Janet and I think Christine. Let me make sure I got her name right. Cynthia. Janet and Cynthia did a wonderful job. So I wasn't expecting that, so that was a good welcome home gift. Tiffany says, this keeps freezing for me. I have to watch later. Sometimes the heat messes with the internet here. Bye, Tiffany. Thank you for coming in and watching. And let's see, what was the other thing on my agenda? I can't remember. I'm telling you about the quilt on the frame. There's not anything you can see, just this green back. And let me make sure I have talked about everything on the counter. Yes, I have. So I can do Q&A. I did get a question today asking me about stack and whack. I have like a series of videos on the stack and whack process, but I think it was the one where I'm piecing the blocks. I don't show you how to piece the blocks into rows. And I talk about it, but I don't show it to you. That's my home phone ringing. And it's also hooked to my fax machine right here. So you're going to hear it ringing for a minute. So I don't show you how to actually put those blocks together. And the reason why I don't do that is because there is a book out that fully explains how to do that. It's called Stack and Whack by Bethany Reynolds. You can still get that book. It's still out there in the world for purchase. So I think if I've shown you very detailed how to do everything up to that point, I think it's okay for you to purchase a book at this point to finish doing that, because somebody actually has a book about it and it's very well written. So I don't want to like do that. I will show you techniques and tell you tips on how to do something a little different or a little, I feel is a little easier for me. Any videos that I make is just what I do, but I don't want to do another video showing you how to actually put your stack and whack blocks together into a quilt top because somebody has a book out that's written on that. So that was one question I got today. So if you have any other questions that's quilt related, go ahead and pop those into the chat box, and I will gladly answer those. And you can also get some answers from some other quilters that are in the chat as well. Trying to get my comments to come back. Joan Elkins is reminding everybody to thumbs up. Thank you, Joanne. Appreciate that. And Helen says, Janet and Cynthia, your blocks are absolutely gorgeous. Thank you, Helen. I appreciate that. Dora Camarina, she says, hi, T from California. Hi, Dora. Welcome. We're just about done with the topic stuff, per se. We're just kind of chatting now. We've got about 20 more minutes to be live. Pamela says, I used my 100 coupon for the Go Big and also got the 12-inch Go Cube. I am in quilt heaven, yes. And that's a good investment because now you can make just about any 12-inch quilt block with your cube system. So that's pretty cool. And then they've got all of the, I forgot how they label them now, where you've got like 2 cubes that do, they give you additional shapes and stuff like that. So you can do even more blocks with them, but you can do your basic, a whole lot of different 12-inch blocks with that 12-inch Go Cube system. So that's pretty cool. Diane57 says, T, did you see the new studio guys? Yes, I did. Initially, I was a little upset because I've been emailing AccuQuilt, asking them for the longest to make the pineapple block for the studio. And so I just bought it this month because they had a sale 40% off all Go dies. So I actually purchased a Go pineapple die, and that's in another video for a haul video. And then this week on Tuesday, they come out with, got the studio die. But I did notice that the studio die for the pineapple is 12-inch block And on the Go, if I'm not mistaken, it's a 10-inch block. So I kind of like it that it's a smaller block. So my pieces are a little bit smaller. I can also use smaller scraps. So I think I'm okay with that right now. Then the other things they came out with, for those of you that put your quilt blocks together and you put an on point setting, they came out with setting triangles. So they're giving you your side triangles and then your corner triangles on one die. So those are all out as well. So those I probably will not buy because I don't have difficulty with the math on that, but they've got them for like 6, 8, 9, 12-inch, I think. It's got to be one more size because they have 6 dies that came out, and the pineapple was 1, and then there's 5 setting triangle. So yeah, so some interesting things coming out. I like when they come out with new dies for the studio because they don't come out with them often. So I love when I can buy studio dies, and the reason is because the blades will cut 10 layers of fabric instead of the Go, which will only cut 6 layers of fabric. And then also with the Go, as I've learned from some of my viewers and as I'm using Go dies, you have to start out with less number of fabric pieces when you're first cutting to break in your dies. Whereas with my studio, I just put 10 layers on there and it just cuts. So I feel like the Go needs a little bit more prepping before you can actually get up to those 6 layers. So thanks, Diane, for that. I did see that. Great question. I forgot to mention that. If you are buying anything from Teaquilts, right now they have a lot of Go dies that are up to 40% off. That doesn't mean every die is 40% off. So every die could have a different percentage, ranging from 20% up to 40% is what I found when I went looking. So if you're buying anything, please use my affiliate link that's always in the comment box below any video so you don't have to go searching very far. I would appreciate it. Judy Smith says, T, could you do a live video every night and I will watch you? You are so fun to watch and so knowledgeable about everything. While that would be wonderful, I just don't have the time. I did think about doing one on Saturday when I got back home because I had missed Wednesday, but I was like, you know what? You can go take a break. And so I just kind of plopped my little self in a chair somewhere, but I didn't do it. But there's a possibility of maybe doing another live in a week, maybe 2 a week. We'll see. If you all give me some ideas on what we could talk about, because I try to sometimes I'll come up with a topic, and then like today I just kind of give you my week update as far as what I've been quilting, and if I have anything else to share with you, I tend to do that. So I talk about what my upcoming videos might be. But if you all got some topics that you all want me to talk about, then maybe I could do some, because I'm just kind of pulling topics out of the air because I'm not getting many suggestions. So, and I don't want to do lives where I'm actually trying to show you how to sew, because I can't do all of that while I'm on live just using one stagnant camera that I can't re-angle, or it's going to be awkward to re-angle. I'm using my iPad when I'm live, and so it starts acting up and getting real jumpy and making people dizzy. You know, I get a lot of comments about my quilt show videos making people dizzy, so that's why I always put a disclaimer in there that I'm sorry if it's making you dizzy, but in certain videos, I don't want to put people in videos that don't want to be in videos. And when I'm walking down the aisles, I can kind of tell who doesn't want to be in a video. And so I try not to put those people in the video. So that's why they get a little jerky. But that's funny. Sharice says, hi, everyone. Hi, Sharice. Welcome to the chat. And Hunter says, oh, okay, last block I did was for the Quilting Marine. And I don't know if he got all of his quilts back yet. I have the 4 that I have completed, and I still have 4 additional ones that I haven't had a chance to put the binding on yet. So I need to do that. I've been doing a lot of quilting for people, so I haven't had a chance to actually use my own sewing machine. So I'm still working on those 8, and then I need to when I get my 8 completed, I'm going to contact the agency and then drop those off. Diane says I put on 6 layers and cut. That's true. That's what I try to do, Diane. But when I went on the I even on the studio, I have trouble with that, because when I did the crazy quilt blocks, when I put those on there, it kept sticking until I put 2 layers of freezer paper down, and then they cut kind of cleanly. And then one of the viewers said that when you first start cutting, you want to start with 2 layers and then build up, so that when you're going through, the roller kind of presses into the die, so you're kind of compressing the foam a little bit. And as I kept using it, it got easier to use. So I think she was right. But I haven't been able to get 6 clean cuts without having me going back and using a lot of scissors when I first get new dies. Cherie says, talk about adding borders and why my borders are always messed up when I'm toward the end of my quilting. Okay, since we're at the end of this one, we can talk about borders next week. So let me write this down, because if I don't write it down, it will not happen. So that'll be live for 7-24. Think that's the right date? Yes. How to add borders. And I talk about that a little bit in other stuff, and I'm not going to probably have demos, but you'll be understanding what I'm talking about. And sometimes, if you're having a lot of difficulty with borders not being straight, you need to check your 1/4" seam on your blocks to make sure that your blocks are the appropriate size as well. Because if you're having difficulty with the border, probably something was going on in the center of your quilt top. So keep that in mind as well. But I will add that down. Sharice, thank you for the topic. Bonita says, have you ever thought to teach a class at Houston Quilt Festival? No, I have never thought to teach a class in Houston, AQS, anywhere else. I guess I could think about it. They're looking, at one point they were looking for, who was it? IQF was looking for new people or new ideas for teaching. So, but IQF is no longer going to be in Chicago. So it just depends. You know, teaching a class, they really don't pay you a lot of money for that, for you to take that type of a trip. So it just depends on the pros and cons of doing the class and paying for it myself, paying all the expenses myself. So it just depends. Deborah Richards says, T, how can I find out what colors you have in certain size t-shirts? Okay. So in my Facebook group, I have most of my quilt t-shirts listed there. There are a few that are not listed there. And you can basically order anything you want in any color. So any color and then any size. And then I can tell you if I have that in stock or not. If I don't have that color shirt in your size in stock now, I have about 500 shirts in stock. And I can't know what color everybody is going to want. If you are a certain size, like 2X through 4X, I have very limited colors in those. I always try to keep black in those, because a lot of people, when you get into plus size, they like to wear black. So I probably will have black. And if not, then I would contact you back and let you know what colors I do have in certain sizes. So I try to have certain size shirts, certain shirts in all colors per se, in all sizes for the most part. So you can, if you see this shirt on Teaquilts and you go, I don't like pink, I like yellow, then if I have yellow in your size, it could be a yellow shirt. So it's kind of flexible. And that's what's so hard about me trying to put this onto my website. I'm not web savvy per se. I'm using WordPress as my internet system. And so when it starts getting into all the different colors and all the different sizes, I can't figure out how to do all of that on my system. I've done the best I can with what's there. So I don't even list a lot of my t-shirts on my website. They're actually, when you go into my Facebook group, I have some pinned posts, and one of them is the t-shirts that I have available for sale, as well as my affiliate log on links and things like that. There's about 3 or 4 things that are pinned at the top. So that's how you do it. You can also email me at teaquilts@teaquilts.com if you've seen something you want, and then I can let you know what it costs in the various sizes, because sizes 2X through 4X, those sizes are mostly $5 more. 2X costs one price, 3X costs another price, and 4X costs another. So what I do is I just average the price that I pay for those 3 sizes together, so that I'm not doing all these different sizes. So if you're small through XL, your shirt is this cost, and then if your shirt is 2XL and up, then your shirt is mostly $5 more. I just try to keep it a little bit consistent for me, since I'm just a one-person shop. And thank you for asking for that, Deborah. I appreciate that. But you can email me anytime. Sherry says, I measure and measure, my borders still end up funky towards the end of my quilting. Okay, so I'll talk about that next week. And I might do like just a little small square or something, just to show you how I pin my border together. I'll do something like that. Dewana Montreal is here. She says, hi everyone, late, but I made it. Welcome. We are almost finished. I see somebody try calling me on my cell phone too. Sylvia Mayo is here. She says, hello everyone from Olivet, and we're missing Eric tonight too. Hi Sylvia, welcome back. And Diane is telling Pamela that she has to go big electric. Oh, and then Pamela's just asking for Eric, and then we think alike. Francine says, I'm coming in so late. I hope all are doing well. I have 2-color quilt scheme. Came across a couple of videos you did a few years ago. Is churn dash block for 2-color quilts? It can be for a 2-color quilt, because you can just alternate the colors if you want. Or let me go back to Janet's block. So this is a 2-color churn dash block. And if you look at the video I uploaded, I show you where they use 3 fabrics. You can use a different fabric in the center here, and that would make it a 3-fabric block. You can also take the fabric in the center and use it in the corners and the outer rectangle here, and that could make it a 3-color block. But there are so many different ways. Like you see this shape here, this arrow, like this half of an arrow. You can make all 4 of these a different color. But I didn't want to go into every different kind of way you can make a churn dash block. But yes, a churn dash block can easily be turned into a 2-color quilt. And you can also just reverse these colors if you wanted to put them right up next to each other. Or you can just put them right next to each other, and then you'll have like diamonds on point, or squares on point, not diamonds. When these 4 come together, and then you'll have 2 rectangles that'll be a bigger rectangle like this. But whenever I do a 2-color, I kind of like to alternate the color on the opposite block, and then they kind of nest into each other that way. So yes, lots of ways you can do things. It's more than one way to skin a cat, as they say. What size is the shirt you have on? That's Helen. This shirt is a 2XL. I like big stuff, especially when I'm quilting and working, because then I can, it's go past my butt, which you can't see much, but here's my butt. So it goes past my butt, and then I have on leggings, so then I don't have to worry about that, especially if you need to run out to the post office or something. So since, you know, I was the orderer of the shirts, I was able to order lots of colors, and I was able to order a few shirts that I wear on a regular basis in 2XL, just the ones I kind of want to wear around the house and work in. And then if I have to go out or if I have to do a video in them, then I have a shirt on already. And yes, I basically wear some form of Teaquilts shirt almost every day because I never know when I'm going to record. And since a lot of videos on YouTube are being put onto where companies are kind of just stealing our videos and putting them over on their sites, and they don't even give us credit for our videos, so I make sure that I have something with Teaquilts on almost in every video. Let's see. Deborah says, I know it's about 5 months away, but are you going to Road to California January 2020? I have no idea. You know, I'm trying to get somebody to go with me to California in November, but they want to go to Houston, so I probably will end up in Houston, sadly, because I don't want to do a California trip by myself. So I have to, when I'm going to things like that, when it's far away, if it's not something that I can drive to in a day, if I'm going to be flying and then I have to go figure out a hotel and all of this kind of stuff, I don't like doing that by myself. I like to have somebody with me when I'm doing those type of trips. So yeah, I have absolutely no clue, Deborah. Right now, I don't have it on my calendar, I will say that. Elaine says, me too, late but happy I made it. Hi, T. Hi, Elaine. Welcome. Rita Whitney says, hi, T and all. Hi, Rita. How are you? And Francine says, I had to freeze for a moment. I think I'm still doing okay. We're over an hour by a couple of minutes now. And Francine says, a ton of possibilities. She's talking about for that churn dash block. You are also right. And Pamela says that she was buffering, but I've been doing okay. So I'm hoping that it's not for everybody. Deborah says she's been freezing up all evening. T. Francine was asking if the churn dash block was a good block to make in 2-color quilt. I think I answered that one. And Diane says, hey, not sadly. Okay. Pamela Taper says, I refreshed and it's okay now. Rita says, I need help because it's new with, I was a dummy and a newbie. I think I could maybe make a half square triangles. How can I post to get help? How to post you and other? You talking about help for half square triangles? I have on my blog, teaquilts.blogspot.com, in the free patterns area, they have like little tabs across the top. I got free patterns. I have all kind of different ways that you can make half square triangles that were out at the time. And I do plan to make videos of those eventually, but you can go on there and print out and have a whole printout of how you make half square triangles using the squares where you don't have to square anything up. I have them where you can do this, you know, when you just cut the squares in half and then you're sewing on bias. And then I have it where you can do the square the same size without having to square up, but you draw the line. You don't cut it first. You draw the line and sew 1/4 inch on each side. Then I have it where you do that same technique, but you're cutting it the 1/8 of an inch bigger and you're squaring up. I talk about how to cut them out of strip sets. How to cut them with using paper piecing techniques like thangles and triangles on a row. I talk about all the different ways, some of the rulers that you can make half square triangles with. So they're all over there, and eventually my goal is to get all of those into YouTube videos. So there will be a series coming up on all the various different ways you can make half square triangles. And believe me, it's probably more than 20 ways you can make half square triangles if you're talking about all the different rulers and systems. And I won't do every ruler, but if they're similar, then I'll kind of group those all together. like paper piecing, I'll do thangles and triangles on a roll kind of together in a video. But a lot of that is already out there, and I did that for a new quilter. So I don't post to my blog anymore because I'm over here on YouTube. So that's why I'm not posting over there, but that information is still there. Linda says, DeVito says, welcome from Rockaway, New Jersey. Hi, Linda. Welcome back. And Francine says, I think I'll try the churn dash. It's a beautiful, churn dashes, I don't know why of all quilt blocks I like churn dash, but I just do. I don't know why. I just do. Elaine Dosette says hi to Pamela and Elaine. Deborah says, do you know how many sisters you have here in California? We love you. Oh, she was talking about when I was talking about coming to California. So, yeah. So, it would have to be something set up because I'm one of those people. I like traveling mostly. Like, if I'm doing, like, going to Paducah, things that I'm real familiar with, I don't have a problem, like, hopping in my car and going to Paducah. But when it comes to things, going to places where I don't know how I'm going to get around, I got to get the rental car, I got to get the hotel, I like comfort in the sense that I don't want to be like trying to figure out where I'm going to stay. I don't know what areas are bad and all of that kind of stuff. So I'm kind of paranoid with that kind of stuff. So I try not to go someplace by myself when it's a new spot that I've never been to. But I appreciate that as well. But yeah, I do want, my goal is to get to the state of California some kind of way. That is a goal of mine. Rita says, how to post a picture of what I did. I hate what I did. Rita, if you're in the Facebook group, which I think you are, I thought you were, maybe I'm mistaken, you can always upload anything on my Facebook group and asking for help there. And then when I get a chance, I go in and I try to help with those responses. Sometimes I mispost. So go ahead and tag me in it if you're in the group. If you're not on Facebook, that's the only reason I'm really on Facebook is because of quilting for the most part. I do have a personal page for my family and my friends, but I mostly am in the Teaquilts group if I am on Facebook. And then I can give you some help from what I'm actually seeing when you post there. Judy says, T, when you pause and or reading, sometimes it feels like a freeze up because you're not moving. It's funny. You fooled me laughing out loud. Okay. Sometimes I have my phone and I don't always have it in the screen. It might be out here like this. And so when I come back over here, sometimes my screen has scrolled all the way up. So I'm over here trying to get it back to the last comment that I read. So I'll put it right here so you can see it. Susan says, it's one of my faves also. She's talking about the churn dash block. And then Pamela is also asking her, did you join the Facebook page? You can post there. That's the downside of YouTube, is that you cannot post a photo or link in the comment section. And I will tell you, if you put links and stuff like that, it mostly goes into spam, which I hardly ever go to because I have so many other things to do. I just don't go there. I have too many things. So if I have certain things set that will put you in spam, certain words will put you over in spam. So I don't have time to go over into spam because most of it is real negative, and I don't want that in my day. So those type of things, if you're trying to do that, it will not work with YouTube. It won't even let you link another page without throwing you over into spam. So if you posted something with a link and you haven't heard from me, that's probably why. What else? So Francine's left because she's buffering a lot. And it could just be the weather and the heat, but I'm not buffering here. Everything has been working well. I'm really surprised because we still have rain outside. So it's been working well for me. Cherie says, churn dash is an easy and satisfying block to make. It's one of the few blocks I get right. And I do like that you can make it so different by just changing your fabric values and fabric placement. So that's another reason I think I like it as well. Okay, so that was my mom that I had a missed call from. She probably was the one that called me on the house phone as well. I did talk to her earlier today, so I'm surprised she's calling me back. So I'll call her when I get off here in a few minutes. Kayla says, I'm a part of your secret sew, but think I'm going to do a table runner for Christmas. And that's the other thing. I've been so busy and life has thrown me a lot of curves that I have not posted the final steps on the sew. So I need to find some time to do that. So yeah, that's why I don't have time to do. What I'm basically doing for you all is videoing the things that I have to get done in a day. And when people are asking me to videotape certain things, I can't do it right now because I'm so far behind in everything else. So if I wasn't videotaping what I'm actually working on, you wouldn't have any videos at all. So just bear with me for a period of time. I know I do ask you all for requests, and then I try to do them when I can, but right now I'm not able to take any special request videos. That's why when we do borders next week, it will not be full quilt top showing you how to put a border on. I'm just going to do a little sample, cut out a rectangle or square, and then show you how to pin that border on so that it doesn't get out of whack. Diane 57 says that must be where Eric is in your spam. It's funny. Trivia Henderson is here saying, hi everybody, we're just about to leave out of here. Deborah says, well, I'm going to my 40th class reunion next month. Have a layover in Chicago. May have to hunt you down. I'm actually in St. Louis metropolitan area. I'm not in Chicago. I will go to Chicago in because it's a 4.5 hour drive, depending on if I'm going to the suburbs. It's like a 4 hour. But if I got to go all the way into the city, it's about a 5 hour drive. So I don't live in Chicago. Janet says, good night all, and thank you for the compliments on my churn dash. Glad I could surprise you, T. You surprised me, too. Thank you, sweet lady. Oh, thank you, Janet. And don't forget to email me if you haven't already, so I can get your email address to get your Amazon gift certificate to you. Deborah Williams is from Lansing, Michigan. And then Diane saying, thumbs up, please. So with that, that's going to be our last comments, and that I'm going to read out the chat box. So thank you all so much for watching. We've been on here 72 and a half, almost 73 minutes. So we're going to end here. Come back next week. And again, we're going to talk about how to add borders. So if you've got tips for people that I don't talk about or you do it differently, I have no animosity of you sharing that with us as well. I know there are so many different ways to do things. So come prepared next week to help out the people that are having difficulty with their borders. So see you all next time, and good night, everybody. Bye-bye.